Shalom, family. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing well. Family, today, let's talk about the freedom of choice, which the Most High gave all men on this earth, and how that freedom has been taken away by man in his wickedness. The Most High gave us free will, gave us the freedom of choice. He never made anybody worship him. Because if he made you serve him, then that's not true love for the Most High. He wants us to love him freely. Therefore, we have a choice. And those that freely love him, he knows that they truly love him. But if you're made to love the Most High, that's not a freedom of choice. You're being made to do it. You don't have a choice in the matter. But man has just taken every freedom that the Most High has given man in his greed, in his wickedness. We can go over scripture after scripture. Everything is a choice all throughout the scriptures. Just take travel restrictions. Now, we should be able to go and travel anywhere on this earth we want to without having to have permission and passports, and you should be able to travel anywhere on this earth that you want to. Because Proverbs 24:1 says, the earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell in it. So everything belongs to the Most High. So why do you need permission from man to exercise your freedom in this earth? But you do. I bet our forefathers and the indigenous people of this country wish those restrictions had been in place then to keep other people from coming and invading their land and taking it from them. I bet you they wish there was a such thing as a travel restriction. The only time the travel restrictions come into play is after they have taken somebody's land, and then they restrict anybody else from going when they feel like it. Oh, you got to have this to come here. See, but they didn't have to have permission. They just came. And the bad part about it, the people welcomed them here only to have their land taken. And they were destroyed. But now, anywhere you want to go, you have to have permission. That's not freedom at all. Take speech, which has been severely limited. If your enemies speak bad things on any platform about us, it's allowed. But when we retaliate in kind in the same manner that they did, it becomes hate speech, and you become blocked or censored or whatever. See, it's not hate speech as long as it's our enemies saying it about us. But when we respond, now it's hate speech. It's hate speech if you speak against anything other than the agendas that are set forth. If you pro their agenda, you can post anything anywhere that you want to. The minute that you show an opposite opinion, you're blocked. So there really isn't any freedom. And you shouldn't expect any either. You know, back in the 60s, I've seen marches after marches, protests after protests. And to this day, it hasn't done anything. Things have not gotten better. In fact, they've gotten worse. Because we refuse to believe that the only fairness we're going to receive, the only justice we're going to receive is going to come from YAH when he comes and set justice in the earth. That's it. You know, all you have to do is go back to Deuteronomy 28, where the Most High told you, you know, he put us here and no man is going to buy you. In other words, it's not a man on this earth can get you out of this. I'll put you in it. And then in the scriptures, in the prophetic scriptures, the Most High tells you, I'm going to come and get you out of it. And until that happens, family, you can march and shout and protest all you want. This is not going to end till the Most High ends it. Okay? You just putting yourself at risk for nothing. You know, if you are pro-agenda and hit the streets, nothing will happen. It's okay. But if you are anti any agenda and you hit the streets, they always put instigators among you, even though you're not being violent and rowdy. They'll send people in there to commit violent acts so that they'll have cause to arrest you or pepper spray you or whatever. See? And that's just the way it is. That's just a horrible truth. Okay, we've seen it done many, many times. We've seen people who were instigators, you know, seen them in the act. So we just gonna read some verses and all of them are gonna still, I don't care how you put it, it's still gonna come back to free choice. You know, free will. That's just the way it is. Okay? Let's start off in the beginning. Let's start with Adam. Genesis chapter 2, verse 16 and 17. And the Most High commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou may eat freely. Okay? Verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. See, even Adam had a choice. See? He didn't restrict them from going against his word. I mean, they had the choice to do it or not. And Eve chose to disobey and do it. But they had a choice. See? They had a choice. The Most High told them what not to do. And he said, if you do it, this is what's going to happen. So the choice was theirs. Okay? Let's go to Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers have served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Most High. See, what do this scripture start off with? Choose you this day. Meaning you got a choice. You can choose to serve the Most High, or you can choose not to. He's not going to make you either way. Because those that come to the Most High come on their free will. They come because they want to serve the Most High, because they do love the Most High. He's not going to force you to love him. He desired people love him, of course. But he's not going to make you do it either. You just reap the consequences of being separate from the Most High. That's it. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. There's another choice. Saying you can't serve two masters. You know, you either choose one or the other. But the picture being choice. You have a choice. In this world now, your choices are very limited. I mean, at the onset of this, I guess I call it a pandemic, you were a property owner, owned your own home, everything else, but yet you were told that you couldn't even have family members over. You know, you didn't have that choice to invite people over or not, because they said not to. See, your freedom of choice, was affected then. You know, it's all kind of choices. People have made all kind of choices, but if you don't make the right choice, then they come at you, with threats and persecution and everything, if you don't choose to follow their wickedness, their plan. Okay? And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, all right? I don't even have to say it. Mark chapter 8, verse 34. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. There we go. There's a choice again. He said, whosoever will. I mean, you got free will. It's your will to follow him. He didn't say he was going to make you do it, did it? The Most High, in his fairness, created man to where he could choose. Even Satan himself had a choice, and he made the wrong one. He wanted to exalt himself above the Most High, which is why he ended up homeless, got kicked out. See? But he made that choice. Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me. Another choice. He said, if any man hear my voice. See, you don't have to hear it. You don't have to listen. Just like when we're trying to talk to our friends and relatives about the truth, they got a choice. They either hear it or they tell you they don't want to hear it. It's a choice. Nobody's making them listen. You can't make them listen. They do have a choice. They have the freedom to choose, just like the Most High gave to every man. Now, you're going to have to live with your choice, your decision. You'll have to live with it. 1 John chapter 2, verse 23. Whosoever denieth the Son, the same has not the Father. He that acknowledgeth the Son has the Father also. See, you can't separate them. See, with some of this Trinity mess these people comes up with, If you deny YAH, you're also denying the Most High. There is no separation between the two, folks. You know, get that doctrine out your head. That is false doctrine. James chapter 1, verse 13 and 6 through 16. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. See, you had a choice. Don't be saying, well, the Most High tempted me. No, he didn't. You were just drawn away in your own lust, your own choices. But it tells you, you know, once that lust is conceived, you know, it brings forth sin, and sin brings forth death. But you had a choice in the matter. See, you opted out to pleasing the desires of your flesh. Most High didn't tempt you. He's not evil. But he does allow you to make a choice. That's your choice. Let's see. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 14 and 15. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Verse 15, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. See, what it's saying here, you know, when you're trying to share the truth with people, friends, family members, and they don't receive it, they don't want to hear it, it's a shake the dust off your foot and keep it moving. Because that's going to be held against them in the day of judgment. They won't be able to say nobody tried to tell me. You made the decision not to hear the word. And you'll have to live with that decision. But you had free choice. And that freedom should not ever end in this earth, because the earth is the Most High's and the fullness thereof. You're free to make choices, whether good or bad. You have that freedom to do them. But you're going to reap the consequences or results from either. Okay? Good choices bring forth good circumstances. Bad choices bring forth bad circumstances. You know, you can't plant no apple tree and expect peaches to grow on it. Proverbs 28, verse 9 through 10. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit, but the upright shall have good things in their possession. See, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, hearing the truth, meaning there's a choice there. You can either hear the truth or you can turn away from it. But it also tells you, you know, you turn your ear away from hearing the truth, then even your prayers are abomination. But once again, that's your choice. We shouldn't have any of our freedoms restricted in this earth, because it don't belong to man. The earth is the Most High's and the fullness thereof. He didn't say some things belong to me. He said the whole earth and the fullness thereof and the people that dwell in it. period. Matthew chapter 10, 16 through 21. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be you therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And you shall be brought forth before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what you shall speak. For it is not you that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. See, this is where this world is headed. Those who chose to take the medical advice are going to rise up against those who won't. And so they just put them at conflict against each other. And your own friends, your own family, will deliver you up. They'll give you up. And this is just what Satan's plan is. Make no mistake about that. It's getting where you don't know who to trust, okay? Second Corinthians 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness? Now, that's not saying that our friends and family are evil, but they're in darkness. And so it says what fellowship has righteous with the unrighteous, or what communion has light with darkness. I mean, they don't match. And if they're still living in the dark, you're not going to be able to get to them anyway. I mean, you're not going to get through to them. I mean, you try, and you would pray and hope that they begin to come into the light. But in most cases, that's just not going to happen. They're just going to have to go through all the destruction and things that the Most High is about to bring upon the earth. But once again, in all things, man has a choice. To me, my freedom of choice, and I'm just using it for example, if I don't like being strapped in my vehicle by a seatbelt, then it should be my choice not to. That's me, If I get thrown through a window or something like that, then that's on me. But that's my choice. I didn't feel comfortable being strapped in. In fact, I've came across several wrecks where the cars flipped and the occupants was thrown free of the car, and the car ended up being smashed up like an accordion. If they had not got thrown from that car, they'd have died. I actually seen wrecks like that where the car was just demolished, but the people survived because they was thrown out of the car. And they would maybe had broken leg or arm or whatever, but they was thrown free of their car before it hit the obstacle that totally demolished it. So I just feel like, it's just a freedom of choice. Because either way it goes, whether you are wearing one or not, if you get slung through a window or whatever it is, the government not going to pay for your funeral no way, so what difference should it make to them? That's why you got life insurance, to pay for your burial. Government not going to give you one penny one way or the other. But they can control you, and tell you what you have to do. See, to me, it's only the insurance companies trying to protect themselves because they hate to pay out claims. But our freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom to express yourself when it opposes what others are saying, you should have that freedom. You should have that freedom. I can either accept something or I can deny it. That's on me. That is a personal choice. Whether it be a wise decision or not, I still have the choice, the freedom of choice. And that's what this is all about. This is supposed to be a land of the free, but it's nobody free here. Especially today. Nobody's free. You're being told what you're going to do. Okay? And if you don't do what we say, consequences follow. We will destroy you. We will ruin your life. All right? So, either way it go, family, just choose the right side. Choose the side of the Most High. I mean, it may seem like the evil or wicked is winning now, but they're not. Because they're under the control too by the Most High. He's only allowing things to happen according to his will and his plan. See? All they're doing is just putting another nail in their own coffin. So choose the Most High and stick with it. Don't waver at all to the left or right. Just stay right down at center, serving the Most High, going by his laws, statutes, and commandments. We are supposed to obey the laws of wherever we live, except when they contradict the Most High's laws. Anything that would bring harm to you or cause you to worship another God, then those things like that you refuse under all circumstances. You don't give in. And things are going to be rough. Nobody's sitting here trying to say, just refuse, everything going to be out. No, you're going to be persecuted for it. We just can't worry about what man is going to do to this physical body, because that's all he can do. Once we are no longer here, his work is finished. There's nothing else he can do. But the Most High can destroy you here physically and after you have passed away. See, it don't end in the grave with the Most High. Whether you have been good or evil, it doesn't end there. When they throw dirt on you, it does not end. Now you got judgments to face. See, the scriptures tell you it's appointed to man once to die. After then, the judgment. So nobody's going to escape judgment, family. So choose you which side of that judgment you want to be on. You got the choice now. And and you should remind your family members of that this thing don't end when you die, and you put in the ground. Now you got the answer for your deeds, good or bad. You got an answer. Okay? Man can only destroy your body. The Most High can destroy your body and your soul. So keep that in mind when you're making these choices, family. Okay? All right. I really hope that helps somebody. But choose the Most High. Get yourself grounded and locked in. And don't no circumstances or anything pull you away from trusting in the Most High. Okay? With that, family, I say shalom.